A week ago, Pokemon TCG Live rotated to G Block. All the F Block cards are gone, and the new Journey Together cards are here to usher in a new rotation. I've spent the past week working on a Mamoswine concept, and I was able to grind all the way to Master League with this list. It went through a few iterations, but this is where I landed. Mamoswine EX is a really cool big body EX Pokemon. It's a Stage 2 Fighting type EX, a massive 340 HP, an attack that does 180 plus 40 for every Stage 2 on your bench, and a really cool ability in Mammoth Hauler, allowing you to search your deck for a Pokemon every turn and put it into your hand. So very, very useful, very powerful in a deck that needs to set up multiple Stage 2s to be at its most effective. The deck is held together by Blaziken EX and Pidgeot EX. So Blaziken is here mainly for its ability to accelerate energy, which Mamoswine, although it has a fairly reasonable energy cost at 2 fighting, it still doesn't really have any easy way to get the energy into play very quickly, and Blaziken helps us out. It's also not bad as an attacker as well. It is fire type, so it can contend with things like the Teal Mask Ogerpon, which threatens the Mamoswine. We've also got Pidgeot EX with its quick search, being able to search for any card needed at just the right time. Very, very powerful ability. Now, there's a couple of oddities in the Pokemon lineup. You've got the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon, and you've got the Koraidon EX, so I'll go through both of them very quickly. The Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon is here in order to deal with a bunch of the walls that might give us a hard time. Mamoswine and Blaziken are not very good at dealing with Mimikyu, for example. However, on the other hand, the Ogerpon is able to hit through with the Demolish attack, and its ability can be handy too, blocking other Pokemon with abilities. The Koraidon is the kind of confusing Pokemon in the list, and the reason why it's here is because it has a very high damaging attack in the second attack. So Kaiser Tackle, being able to do 280 damage, is really appealing to me as an attack that can go through the likes of Stone Mask Ogerpon. I don't want to have to get locked into a fight between Ogerpons, so being able to threaten with the Koraidon EX, potentially capable of taking down 2 Ogerpons on its own, is very interesting to me, and just something I wanted to try out. Rounding out our Pokemon lineup is the Luxray, which is here for the instant ability to put a Stage 2 into play. Very good alongside the Mamoswine and its Rumbling March attack, doing more damage for each Stage 2 in play. And then, of course, Budew is here to help slow down the game at the start. Now, the trainers that are in the list are mainly all around trying to put the deck together, help it set up in the most effective way that it can, and a few bosses orders to close out the game as well. Grand Tree is in the list as our A-Spec of choice in order to help us establish the multiple Stage 2 lines that are needed for Rumbling March to be at its most effective. And then a couple of the supporters that are a little bit different to what you might be used to. Drayton is here as a supporter that's effective at getting the cards that we might want under item lock, and Hassel is pretty good in response to a KO. The energy that are in the list are here to facilitate the various energy needs of the Pokemon that we have in the deck. You've got the Singular Fire here to facilitate Blaziken, as well as the Koraidon EX, and you've got the Reversal Energy here for Luxray as well. I've got some gameplay coming up, so if you enjoy seeing decks that are a little bit different, maybe consider subscribing to me here on YouTube, or even just liking the video helps a lot. Maybe comment if you're feeling particularly brave, and I'll see you in the next live stream or video. So take care and goodbye. Cheers. Halfway through it. You watching it on quick speed? Hey, does that scoop up Cyclone? Cool. Skipping? Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, we got Arven for Poffin and Energy for TM Evolution. The hand is very ordinary. Very, very ordinary. We've had some good games and some bad games with the list so far. Some matchups harder than others, for sure. Not to mention, we are playing in Master League now, so everybody's playing, like, pretty cohesive decks. There's a lot of cohesion in the things that we are facing, so a tad tricky to keep up. Second energy is reasonable. I don't know how we're going to play this out. So I'm going to go Poffin here. And I'm going to go Swinub. And funnily enough, probably the second Torchic. Because the thing that matters the most to me here is being able to attack next turn. And so here's the thing. Alright, there's two likely outcomes. They either target the Piloswine, or they target the Torchic. And if they target the Piloswine, then the Torchic stays alive with the energy attached. So at least we can hit back with Blaziken, even if it's not a KO. We've got, like, something to work with while we're trying to, like, stabilize. Because we do have a reasonable time in this matchup. Terapagos being weak to fighting means that Mamoswine will just tear through them. No matter how many Buffalante they have at their disposal, but yeah, we'll see what they do. Yeah, see, Curly Wall is not going to be enough against us. If this is the line, then we're well, it's going to be interesting, because if I can't find the other fighting energy, I might be able to, like, Arven for Ultra Ball. That might be fine. Yeah. Check it out. Check it out. Arven? Man, that's not good enough either, is it? Dang. Dang, dude. It's not good enough. I mean, maybe I just go put the Mamoswine in play anyway, but that's probably a good thing. So we just do this, this, and this. Okay, we grab the Mamo. Alright, even though it's a little bit, you know, how you going? Seething Spirit. Hey, Tora. It's been tough because I'm in Master League now, nobody's playing, like, fun decks anymore. So it's tough. Might do this. I don't need Pidgey yet. But I do need something to replace this. Once it gets cooked. No, actually I could put the Pidgey. It's a little risky doing this. It's a little risky, but that's alright. Fire energy worth it? Yeah, it is. Obviously, in this position, it feels bad. Like, if this was a fighting energy, we're good to go. But there are a lot of times where, like, you know, Blaziken would be a perfectly fine Pokemon to attack with. And if I don't have the fire energy, then, yeah, it's like, GG. Risk it? Yeah. Trying. What's hard? Playing the deck without the Tinkerton now is that I don't have anything that easily puts energy in the discard pile other than Ultra Ball and Vessel. And both of those cards are at very low counts in this deck. Because I just don't have the space. Okay. So, looking towards the future. Not Teal Mask. Stone Mask, Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon on the bench. Might even look to switch to this completely. Who knows? Let's swing once with the mammoth, with the Terrapagos. Yeah. We're in a reasonable spot at least. I'll just put the second Pidgey down. I think that's okay. We're gonna go Mammoth. We're gonna go Pidgeot. Okay. We're gonna play the Iono, because they'll get what they want eventually. So let's just give them the cards. So what I want is a replacement. Actually, no. What I want is a Torchic. I want another Torchic, but it's in the discard pile. Energy here. So, it's probably time to get my secret weapon into play. The Koraidon. Vessel is in the deck, which is good. I'm just lacking an activator. To get the energies into the discard pile after. It would be really nice if I could put the other Torchic down. I guess it has to be Swinub. That's the only thing that makes sense. And then we just smash the Terrapagos for 520 damage. And now they've got to put their thinking cap on because, okay, it's a hilarious position, right? They can't attack. They can't use this to knock out this. They attack me once and I use Retribution Strike. Actually, that doesn't get a KO either. But, yeah, it's like they've put down a Pheasantipity, so we can just go boss KO, right, with Mamoswine. This is not knocking out this either. It's also not knocking out this or this. So I do wonder how they intend to play the board here. Actually, if Mamoswine gets knocked out as well, then the energy is in the discard pile for Koraidon, which is good. So we've got game on board staring us down. We got the Pheasantipity, we got the Terrapagos. We can just ignore this now. We got two bosses in the list. Easy peasy. Right? Not even getting a knockout with Demolish. No problem. And if worst comes to worst, Kaiser Tackle with Koraidon mows through the Ogerpon. This is also, Emmy, this is the other reason why I've got the Fire Energy for Kaiser Tackle. Or it's just like another Pokemon that can make use of the Fire Energy, I should say. So even if Ogerpon has got something like Brave Charm, we just smash it with Kaiser Tackle. And if they follow up with, like, another Ogerpon, it's not enough damage to knock out the Koraidon, so we attack them again. Okay, fine. Right, they go for the Koraidon. But they kind of just fall into our trap now. Ooh, that's funny. You can just demolish the Koraidon. Oh, no. No, you have to attack with the fairy to do that. So that's fine. So, like, now that they're kind of, like, doing our job for us by doing that. They're, like, so worried about that. I am worried about losing to Briar now. Briar would be the thing I'd be worried about getting cooked by, so... Let's see. I really want to Iono them. So I may just do that. So I find. Dang. I think we might lose this game. We're in a pretty reasonable spot, but I think we lose because we weren't able to get the other fighting energy into the discard pile. So here I would need a fighting energy in the discard pile, or some, like I want to go for Grand Tree, but I can't also get the KO here. Do I ever go for a one prizer? Yeah, like Budew maybe. I'm so annoyed because I feel like I'm playing straight into it. I feel like I'm playing straight into what they want if I do it like this. So annoying. I think this is good though, because then it takes the area 0 away and they have to compress their bench. But I do think that I have to attack with the Mamoswine. They got rid of the Cornerstone. So now that we're going to take... Well, I suppose that they... No. Come on, we'll just play it out. We'll play it out. There's no Luxray in the deck at the moment. Now what do I do? What do I do now? Yeah, Mammoth Hauler. Sure. We'll just put it in hand. We'll see. I feel like I've played into a loss here, but the Budew play is interesting, but I don't know if I'm just trading one loss condition for another. Like, at least here, Briar is their only option, and they also need to do this much damage too, which, granted, it's Terapagos that we're talking about, and that's a perfectly, you know, fine thing for them to be able to do. But there may be, like, extra outs. Otherwise. So, I guess we'll see. Grand Tree to look in the deck. Obviously, they're not going to go for the Noctowl, because that doesn't work. Noctowl's only from hand. So they're probably just seeing what options remain. I don't think that there's ever a world where you thin the deck by putting Noctowl into play. I think you always just flip the script. Look for Terapagos, which then... and that activates Noctowl, and then, yeah. It's like a multi-step process that they have to get through in order to hit the Briar. Perfectly doable, but we'll see if they can pull it off. Also, like, even if they have the Briar, they now don't have the energy in play as well. So there's a lot that they need to somehow have. They would need Glass Trumpet as well to make it happen. If this is their play, that's not good enough. If this is their play, they lose. Because we've got Pidgeot, Mamoswine, right? So, Swinub gets KO'd. Right, hopefully. We can also Blaziken to the Swinub and Rescue Board if it stays. And then we just search out boss's orders. Why'd they keep the Noctowl and get rid of the Ogre? Yeah, it's true. Maybe they had like Turo or something. Maybe they had Turo, or like Turo was a possibility. Yeah, this looks like GG to me. Hey, look at this. Now this is the kind of game that I was looking for. We got to sort of show off all the things that the deck can do. Boom. Retreat. 540 damage. And that is Mamoswine. That is Mamoswine. If you don't want to deal with Buffalant reducing the damage to Terrapagos, why don't you just hit it for weakness and then some with Mamoswine EX? If you like decks that are a little bit different, well, they will be some of what you might be able to expect on the YouTube channel in the coming weeks and months. I am going to be doing my best to spend time homebrewing decks as well as covering the competitive ones and giving people my thoughts on what they are and how to play them. So whether you're looking for interesting deck ideas or are just, you know, looking for someone to help guide you through the decks of the meta of today, maybe leave me a like on the video or subscribe on YouTube if you're feeling generous. Comment if you're feeling brave, and I'll see you next time. Thanks all.